How do you win super auto pets every time? Well, coming from someone with no expertise, probably not a very good win rate, and who's just kind of making it up as they go, here are the steps. First, you need to have the game. It's very important. Secondly, you need to have one of the backgrounds that is not in nature. It has to be the house or the inside of the child's room. This is very important because it makes you stand out from like the rest of the competition, and that will in turn make you feel more intimidating to them when you start. After that, it's all about the pets that you choose, you know? The cockroach can definitely win early games, the beetle has good stats, and the moth can get one kill at least in the beginning for the first person in your line. So, pretty decent start, pretty decent background. The next step is, of course, to make the coolest name you can possibly think of, such as Perplexed Pencils. There's a double P sound going on there, which, in paired with our child's room, is very teacherly, very educational. This will contribute to the intimidation factor that we are getting with the enemy team. As you can see, we've already won one go. This is entirely due to these steps that I have shown you. Now in order to unlock the rest of the steps, you simply have to pay $25.99, 3 different separate payments, to my secret code. It will be in the link. The link is in a mysterious location that you will only know if you are super cool, so anyone out there who is super cool, go ahead and click that link for the Ultimate Guide Part 57. Thank you. We're gonna go with Big Beetle. Big Beetle, because of the p-p and the b-b, it just simply makes sense. Honestly, it's full on bug squad. I feel like that makes sense, you know? It seems like a lot of the bugs they put at the beginning of the game on low levels, easy to get, because they are everywhere. There's too many of them, and they're not very strong. So logically speaking, I would have to agree with this gameplay decision making. Okay, so we will not level. Do we have Bison? We do have Bison, which means I would like to hold as many levels as I possibly can until we are able to unlock level 5s. So I will hold this. We can contribute our cockroaches to each other, and I would like a bet, just in the long run, I feel like it's a very good unit. A hedgehog is interesting. If you throw a bee on that, you can definitely get somewhere. I'm actually going to replace our moth, even though you would say, Risley, that moth was really good with your cockroach setup. You know, damage, health, it's the dream squad. I would say to that, well, sometimes the dream squad is not everything that you wish it to be, you know? Sometimes you think you're following the dream squad, you wake up one day and you've got 1 health and a dream, 0 wins, you know? What did you do from there? Well, you just can't believe in yourself too much. You always gotta question, is there something better I could have done? Yes, there is. And you know what you could have done better? Literally put a bee at the back of your squad for as long as you can during the early game. For some reason, having a bee is like the ultimate form of... Like, I just feel like the math, you know, it maths out such that people have equal stats pretty often in the beginning of the game, especially when there's not like a whole lot of abilities going on. So adding a bee to the end just increases your chances of victory, I feel like, by like 50% for at least the first few turns, which is a little crazy. Okay, round 3. We are on turn 5, that means it is time to be able to unlock the bison, theoretically. Okay, we do have a puppy, which would also be very useful if we were able to get a bison and a puppy. That is a great combo. Double stats for the win. Now, an excellent thing too is they give us 2 beetles. We're going to need a level 3 anyway if we want our bison to work out, so it's good that they gave us like double chance in order to get that. I like the idea of using this. I do not like the idea of keeping a cockroach. So the battle plan is as follows. We win this round. If we don't win this round, everything goes, it just is in the air, you know? I can't control these things. The fact that they've got 2 sheeps and one of their units actually has like a tool on it, that does not bode well for us. The power of Hedgehog is almost close enough to defeat both of those sheeps, but sadly, my little post-death Babamba does not work unless they are already out. That sucks. Okay, so I did see that there was a changelog for the weekly this week, and Lettuce got a little bit of a buff, which is good because I feel like its usefulness was like so iffy, you know? So now it gives 3 pets from the current shop tier or higher +1/+1. So it's very strong in the beginning of the game and becomes useless kind of later on, but still pretty good right now. I would like to put meat on the bat, because why not? We really want a beetle. So you might be saying, there's no point in holding this mole. The increased chance of getting the beetle comes when you release it. And I know, I want to be able to do that. I want this beetle quite badly. A rooster? A rooster would be good, but we would have to sell something to get it, which would have to be the cockroach. It's level 2, so we can go at least one more, and you know what? The cockroach, by all means, is a better unit right now, but I feel like in the name of strength, we will switch. You know, the earlier you switch, the better off you are in the long run in terms of being able to actually scale the units that you switched into, so I would like to think that this was the correct course of action. Okay, well, a level 2 sheep and a level 1 sheep. I would like to say that all sheep need to stop being involved in the game, and they're ruining it. It sucks because I don't personally like using sheep all that much, because I don't normally do summon squads very often. But there's so many. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and combine these. I was hoping I could get 2 different levels by finding the one. Ooh, and this actually would have helped with that. Sadly, it came too late. I will level the bat in hopes that this gives us something cool. I don't respect the polar bear because by the time I actually get around to using it, I don't even want it anymore. Let us increase these 2 stats. You can go into the back because nobody actually wants you, and we do want both of these things saved. So you know, that's the thing. I feel like in terms of stats, we're not doing too poorly. But the enemy team keeps running sheep, which are so strong because they're basically 3 regular-sized units. You can, like, quadruple your squad in the early game if you just ran a bunch of level 1 sheep for no reason. Oh, and we didn't even have to use our hedgehog that time. Okay, so we are pretty low on health, but I feel like we are in a transition period in our life right now. We do have blobfish, but do we have pills? We don't have pills, so I do not respect the blobfish. This, and we do not have anything that needs a pineapple. Are there even snipers in this game at all who would require one? I guess there's a crocodile. That's about as far as that goes. We will keep the bats, so we are almost a level 3, and we will keep the crow, so we can get a level 2 rooster. And once we have a level 2 rooster, well, the sea is your oyster at that point. All I need is some sort of skeleton that's not just a boring croissant. Because I would not personally consider a croissant to be the most efficient or the most excellent maneuver. It's definitely something. It's definitely there, and it's worth the 1 cost that it took to get it. You don't summon, do you? Oh, goodness. I haven't really run geese all that much, so I didn't know. I'm very glad that was not their mechanic. Ooh. We are really getting somewhere with this. I think I'm going to prioritize the bat for right now, just because, oh, and you know what? I can't even. I'm gonna have to save all of this stuff, because I can't afford to buy the bat and an extra unit, but I need an extra unit more so. We're gonna run big hedgehog. Wait, no. Here's the strat, right? Level 2 hedgehog dies first, kills all their units. Level 1 hedgehog is also going to die, but at that point, I think it might be able to trigger on any summons that get caused by the stronger one. In which case, summons will be slightly less likely to ruin our life. And then we still have our bee, I think? I'm not actually sure if summons trigger before or after a death trigger. We would have to see how that plays out. But up until I see that it does not work that way, I'm going to choose to believe that it does. Alright, sweet. So a bee does work. In fact, if I gave a second bee to the other hedgehog, we could have double bee action, but we sadly do not actually require that, so I'm not going to do it. Okay, so almost a level 3 hedgehog, which I don't know how useful that super actually is. We definitely don't need this beetle anymore. I don't particularly want a saber-toothed tiger. I don't think it's super amazing, but I haven't run it very often, and it is a level 6, which means it is pretty cool. And I am going to give it this carrot, probably next turn, just because I want to increase the stats on both him and the rooster. And this rooster cannot be up front, and this saber-tooth cannot be up front. So I guess we're running bad up front, very classic. This thing's stats are better than the zebra, but honestly, in the name of speed, let's just get him out here immediately. And of all the units you could have given that to, it was a 50% chance of not being what I wanted, and that's what it was. So, joke's on me, I guess. We have another chance, though, of him actually hitting a correct unit. 40-27. I'm very glad that we were able to get some weakness on there, because that was a... I honestly would not have expected my team to be capable of beating through such a strong unit. Honestly, I feel like buffaloes, I don't know how they would nerf them, but they definitely seem like very run-defining, such that you may consider that they might not need to be existing like that. We will put the fire up in front, and we will possibly give it this carrot. Unless I am convinced otherwise. Okay. Bird of Paradise also got like a half and half sort of thing. They decrease the amount of gold that you need to spend in order to use it, but also decrease the amount of people who get the buffs. And I hear that it's really good, so I'd like to try it out, but I'm kind of committed, honestly, to trying the Sabretooth out. And I don't really want to get rid of any of my other units besides maybe this ant, but you know, whatever. We're set. The only thing I think I would replace anyone for right now is if we had something that would make all my summons better. If we happened upon a turkey. Not my hedgehog! I guess it's okay if my hedgehog dies first, if only because I would have assumed that my Sabretooth would have got a trigger out of that. Maybe it got thrown away because not everything had like disappeared quite when it got hit. That's lame. I would hope that my summons would have been able to eke it out there. Now, am I willing to sell this fire ant? I mean, I haven't given anything to it yet, so I think it's about prime time to do it. Give 3 friends 1 attack for 2 gold. I choose not to do that right now. We will be upgrading you. A melon armor is an interesting proposition. So is that summoner. I wish we had anything that could actually enable our summoners to be especially good. And another one of you. Let's just throw this reindeer up here. It's definitely got very minimal stats, so I'm not going to say that it's definitely the strongest thing that we could have up there. But I feel like I use it pretty rarely. But it's definitely got a really strong concept, you know? This sucks, though. This thing is going to get so much health out of us. And it's got attack. You can't have attack and health. That's cheating. Okay, we're going to negate the roosters. That's nothing. That's going to do a little baby damage, but it was not enough. And that was our last health. Well, Ningle, my dude. Okay, so in terms of, purchasing my Supreme Pack of How to Win at Super Auto Pets via that mysterious link, this is not going to be... I can assure you that the results that will get you are definitely a lot stronger than the witness that we just had, you know? This was really secretly an example of what not to do. Which, in terms of teaching someone the correct method, that is very important to know, you know? Knowing exactly what not to do, that's very important. I respect it. We respect it. I'm going to run 2 bluebirds here, simply because they offered them to me. Start of battle. Start of battle, remove 1 attack from the first enemy. I do find this interesting. The problem being that if I did run it, none of my units would have enough health to not die from something anyway. So it's not super worth it right now, but I will take this beetle. I hope that he will balance out our birds, and he got both of the attacks. Wow, strong boy. Someone's a favorite. We will be edible mushrooms. Some mushrooms are edible. You would say all the mushrooms are edible if you've got the kahunas for it, but I don't know, I wouldn't say myself. I'm definitely not going to the woods to eating some random ass mushrooms. Booyah, stats for the win. All it takes is 1 4 power, extremely large beetle. We have more birds, and they really said, I wish you had chosen the goose last turn, because now you would have had a level 3. And I say, no, I really don't care that much. And they're like, come on, you know you would have liked it. And I'm like, okay, maybe a little. What's really important now, though, is that we have literally no HP, but we have extreme attack power and a bee. So if we can kill them before they kill us, or if we kill each other, the bee wins. I honestly think it's pretty, unless they had like a sheep or something, I think we're kind of guaranteed to win with this squad, just purely off the fact that the amount of attack that we have is enough to defeat the amount of health, plus 1 bee. Oh, unless they have a bee. Okay. I realized that my plans could have been foiled by them having 1 singular bee. You don't need to bring it up, okay? I hadn't realized at the time. We will combine these and run Hedgehog. I feel like this is the redemption arc. I believe that the Hedgehog can pull it out for us this time, if not last time. Let's give it a go. Can you defeat 2 green beetles, 2 bluebirds, and 1 hedgehog? We are the creatures of the little fantasy forest. What are you, a clownfish, a goose, and a rat? That's a lot less magical than my squad. And yet we draw. What a pity. Okay now, well, we could run 2 hedgehogs, which is definitely the most risky of things to do. We don't really have enough health to make that work, so we're not going to do it. But I was looking at it. You know, you gotta trust me when I say I was indeed looking at it. We will give him a meat, and next turn, we will start actually combining things. We will get that level 2 bluebird, replace it with whatever it gives us most likely, because I bet it will be better than whatever else is in the shop. Another clownfish. Do you think that one meager clownfish is able to defeat me with my many bees? And there you go. It stands. The number one hint to Super Auto Pets ever. In early game by a bee. A badger. I will say that I do personally prefer a badger over a hedgehog, because I feel like for the most part there's usually only like 1 or 2 units at the end anyway. You don't really need the full hedgehog maneuver, you know, hit everyone. It's only really useful if you put it up front, and we are not currently going to be running that up front. Okay, big bluebird. We will take a skunk because it is a jam. I am going to pass on the badger, if only because I don't really want to start scaling it now. And I would like another green. The problem with taking a toad is that we already have a skunk, so it seems like it's kind of double trouble in terms of units that are in the classification of like supports, you know? A kangaroo could be good. Let's combine these guys. We'll put the kangaroo behind the bluebird, if only because the bee guarantees at least 1 extra use. We will upgrade the beetle next turn. Hope that it gives us something cool, because I would like to replace it as soon as possible. Maybe something that works well in front of our kangaroo. I don't know. Who's to say? That is one fancy hat. Oh, that's so cute. On the blobfish, it doesn't even try to put the hat, like, in the aquarium or anything. It's just right on top of it. I wonder why the blobfish is the only one that's inside of a tank. Oh, the other fish are, like, free fly, and they're, like, Pokemon style. Let me look at that thing. This is blobfish, right? Oh, it's like a pressure tank. It's because blobfish get all, like, gross. I think they're trying to, like, oh, see, this is what a blobfish would look like if you didn't forcefully yank it through the entire force of the ocean in order to pick it up. Everyone's always mocking them, being like, look how ugly the blobfish is, when it's really just trying its best. And it did not used to look like that. We're not committing to the beetle, so I don't need that. I would like the raven. Now, who am I going to sell in order to get this raven out here? You would think either the bluebird or the beetle, and it's kind of sad because the beetle obviously has our best stats. It's got a meat, it's got a lot of things going on, but in the long run, it's not really there for us, you know? I don't really feel like it's as committed to the squad as, like, say, the skunk is, so definitely going to be one of the earliest ones to kick out of the squad here. And a victory. We have lost nothing, and we are halfway to a championship. Alright, you know, last round, what not to do. This round, this is for real. This is the kind of information and strategy that you will see in that online course of only 5 payments of $500.62, okay? Not even that much money in terms of, being rich, I guess, but, you know, everyone's rich. Aren't we all just a little bit rich if you really think about it? That's the kind of sense and logic that you will find in that class. Level 2 skunk is a jam. I do like the wolf, and I think the summons in front of the kangaroo actually works pretty well. So we don't need to decide about this anymore, because I'm just going to get rid of both of them. You're bought and sold. What will I use this chocolate on? I don't know, but we're either going to have to buy the parrot or the goose. Anyway. And instinctively, I'd like to put this behind the wolf, because I feel like it's the most useful mimic, but then I won't actually have enough space for the kangaroo. I guess this actually still works in terms of, like, the kangaroo getting things, but then I have to put everything else in front of it. Does this look like a good squad? I mean, I guess this hedgehog could kill a lot of their background, as well as it will kill my kangaroo, though. I think in the name of not killing my own kangaroo, we're not going to put the hedgehog up front, so we're going to do it like this. And I guess we're going to take a goose, which doesn't seem the most useful, but let's do super level pigs. Goose for no real reason. Maybe it'll get my skunk able to do 2 hits instead of 1, who's to say? I think the skunk actually got that himself anyway, but I wouldn't say the goose did literally nothing there. I mean, it's quite possible that he did literally nothing. I just wouldn't say it, because that's like a little rude, you know? Can he hit my bee? He can't. Bee and a barrette for the win. Barrette bee. Now, this is the real pivotal moment. What do I start switching into? We definitely don't need this goose to continue existing, so I will momentarily buy a penguin and then get rid of that. We have the bison, Sadly, we do not have the source of energy for said bison, so we will have to continue rolling. I would like you. I don't expect you to do very well or to survive very long, but I will put you here momentarily. Give attack double once. I would really like it if we had some sort of actual blocker. There are lemons in the pack, but we have not unlocked them. So what's more useful? Double at once or one meat? Well, this is literally a better version of beat mode as soon as you get over 4 attack on somebody, so I can see how this one is just double the power, double the level of unlockingness. I will give it to dog, which is not the best, obviously the skunk has better HP, but I kind of feel like if we're gonna get like a lemon or some sort of actual like a blockage and shield soon, that I would prefer it be on the skunk, so might as well give this to this guy who is here. You weren't even able to kill one level 3 moth. Come on, Wolfie. Methinks this might have been a sheep in wolf's clothing. No! The last time I be lost was also to one of those fish. Dory popping out of nowhere, trying to kill all my bees. That's just a jerk maneuver. Now we could have a level 2 skunk. I have no reason to have that though, so we are going to skip on it. Here's the interesting concept though. This is a summoner, and this is a turkey. I can see where this would go if I was willing to commit to it. Summon 3 6-4 pigs. 3 pigs! You're not supposed to be here. Has he been summoning 3 this entire time? Man, he has not been in the right spot this entire squad. Now that I'm looking at it, we can't even really run turkey, because where am I going to put it? We just need one good frontline unit, and none of these are it, so we're going to run a crow. Have I literally been throwing away pigs this entire time and not realizing it? That's bananas if I did. Okay, you're big bison. You eat my skunk. Bleh. Ooh, my super cheese actually did something there. Oh, a turkey. A turkey and a wolf. He thinks he could just walk in here and do what I said that maybe I should do, but that wasn't as good as I hoped it would be, and in fact they're gonna do it better. If that hedgehog had done like 1 more damage, he actually might have been able to like force through there pretty well. It was closer than you might have thought. Okay. Now, we will sell this man. We never needed him in the first place. You might say, well, the kangaroo is the closest to leveling up, so that might be the best use of this. But honestly, in my opinion, the kangaroo kind of sucks. All it does is give itself artificial stats. It's kind of equivalent to like other things that do that, but I never buy those ones because they don't sound as good as this one. I feel like the fine print is really what carries this guy in terms of me wanting to use him. So I'm actually going to give this to Skunk, because I think Skunk is the coolest guy in the squad, and we didn't even need it for the kangaroo anyway, he came on his own. You know what? In terms of having one empty space, I am willing to give this man a try. Especially since, looks like we can just... I guess we could run 3 wolves. If I had enough things to actually fit in front of 3 wolves, how annoying of a squad would that be to, like, fight against? Okay, Mr. Chick. How about 3 pigs, You ever thought about that? Oh, he's also team summons. Which is interesting, because he's not even got like a summon enabler, and he's just running like a spider for funds. No! Alright. The lesson to be learned here is that my hedgehog is not pulling its weight. We probably should still have this, like, I was like, it's a level 2 hedgehog with a bee, I can't get rid of that, but I really feel like it's not doing quite what it could be doing. In fact, I think just adding a second one of these might be better. Let's do a melon. You might as well have a steak, because you're already here. And let's do that. So if we get another wolf, I probably will combine it into a level 3. Maybe not immediately though, you know? Depends on what kind of replacement units we run into. Oh, I knew it would have made no sense for the saber-tooth to be in front. I kind of wish it had been so that I could guarantee the ability to kill it. Oh no, all of my pigs. You can't be running a turkey next to a saber-tooth, making logical sense out of a summon build. Boof, boof, boof. On the bright side, I don't think having my hedgehog still would have affected that, so I did not make a tragic self-decision, it was just a bad matchup. Honestly, I think we are not really strong enough to continue on very well. We need some sort of harsh upgrade or this is not going to function very well. I do respect the eagle, I do like it. It would be replacing a wolf though, and I don't know if that's exactly correct. Spend 1 gold to activate a buy ability. We have none of that. I do know that this guy is apparently like crazy with cow. If you can get a cow with this guy, that's amazing. I could run a reindeer. But his stats are so low, it's hard because he's like a level 6 because his ability is so good. But it's not even that good of an ability unless you get him the stats to use it. Which I guess in combination with Bird of Paradise might do well. I don't have any actual gold enabler, so we're only getting this benefit like once per turn. This definitely does not seem like the best way to go about this. But I'm gonna do it because it's here. And now that I think about it... Snake? Where would the snake go? It would go behind the wolf, probably. I could sell the kangaroo for the snake, because then, like, if I'm gonna put the snake behind the wolf, then where does the kangaroo go? Like, nowhere, because no one wants that. Chocolate. I will do this if only because you happen to be so close. Summon 3, 9, 6 pigs. That is very nice. I will save this. Well, what do you do again? Gain 1 gold. This would actually combine well with Bird of Paradise. It's hard because I'm like thinking in terms of like, ooh, what could go well with this in the long run? There is no long run. Like, we could very easily... In fact, I'm pretty sure we are going to lose right here, so... Sayonara to the long run. Can we kill that guy in 1 hit? We cannot, which means we can't kill it at all. Boof. Goodbye, sweet world. Okay, well that one looked like it was going a lot better on the inside. On the beginning, you were convinced, right? I had you for a second. I tricked you. I tricked myself as how good of a liar I am, you know? Well, that was a good game. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye!